Replaceable.
Able to be replaced or exchanged.
A replaceable battery. A replaceable battery. A replaceable part. A replaceable part. Replaceable components. Replaceable components. Spark.
A small fiery particle.
A spark of hope. A spark of hope. A spark flew. A spark flew. A spark of light. A spark of light. Pity.
A feeling of sorrow for someone suffering.
Feel pity for. Feel pity for. A sense of pity. A sense of pity. Out of pity. Out of pity. Strictly.
In a severe or precise manner.
Strictly prohibited. Strictly prohibited. Strictly controlled. Strictly controlled. Strictly enforced rules. Strictly enforced rules. Brightly.
In a way that gives off light or color.
Brightly lit room. Brightly lit room. Smiling brightly. Smiling brightly. Brightly colored. Brightly colored. Sympathetic.
Showing understanding or care for others.
A sympathetic ear. A sympathetic ear. Sympathetic response. Sympathetic response. Be sympathetic to. Be sympathetic to. Chimney.
A vertical channel for smoke.
A brick chimney. A brick chimney. Clean the chimney. Clean the chimney. Chimney smoke. Chimney smoke. Temper.
A person's state of mind or mood.
Lose temper. Lose temper. Control temper. Control temper. Bad temper. Bad temper. Quarrel.
An angry dispute or disagreement.
Have a quarrel. Have a quarrel. A bitter quarrel. A bitter quarrel. Quarrel over money. Quarrel over money. Bark.
To make a sharp, loud cry, ESP dog.
A dog barked. A dog barked. Bark loudly. Bark loudly. Stop barking. Stop barking. Loyalty.
Strong support or allegiance.
Swear loyalty. Swear loyalty. Loyalty to the company. Loyalty to the company. Show loyalty. Show loyalty. Intent.
A person's plan or goal.
Clear intent. Clear intent. Intent to harm. Intent to harm. Serious intent. Serious intent. Lately.
In the near past.
Lately, I've been busy. Lately, I've been busy. Not much lately. Not much lately. Seen him lately? Seen him lately? Invade.
To enter forcibly.
Invade a country. Invade a country. Invade privacy. Invade privacy. Invading forces. Invading forces. Tender.
Showing softness or care.
Tender love. Tender love. Tender meat. Tender meat. A tender touch. A tender touch. Spontaneous.
Done without planning.
A spontaneous decision. A spontaneous decision. Spontaneous laughter. Spontaneous laughter. Spontaneous reaction. Spontaneous reaction. Forgive.
To stop feeling angry.
Forgive a mistake. Forgive a mistake. Forgive and forget. Forgive and forget. Forgive his debt. Forgive his debt. Fame.
Widespread recognition.
Achieve fame. Achieve fame. A life of fame. A life of fame. Rise to fame. Rise to fame. Modest.
Not bragging or showy.
A modest person. A modest person. Modest house. Modest house. Modest success. Modest success. Thumb.
The short, thick finger.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up. A sore thumb. A sore thumb. Thumb through a book. Thumb through a book. Robber.
Someone who steals.
A masked robber. A masked robber. Armed robber. Armed robber. A bank robber. A bank robber. Terribly.
In an extreme way.
Terribly cold. Terribly cold. Feel terribly sorry. Feel terribly sorry. Terribly difficult. Terribly difficult. Drawer.
A sliding storage box.
Open a drawer. Open a drawer. A top drawer. A top drawer. Put in the drawer. Put in the drawer. Informal.
Not official or formal.
Informal meeting. Informal meeting. Informal dress. Informal dress. Informal conversation. Informal conversation. Conclusive.
Serving to prove a case.
Conclusive evidence. Conclusive evidence. A conclusive answer. A conclusive answer. Conclusive results. Conclusive results. Fertilizer.
A substance to make soil more productive.
Chemical fertilizer. Chemical fertilizer. Organic fertilizer. Organic fertilizer. Use fertilizer. Use fertilizer. Holistic.
Focusing on the whole.
Holistic approach. Holistic approach. Holistic view. Holistic view. Holistic health. Holistic health. Sincerely.
In an honest and true way.
Sincerely yours. Sincerely yours. Sincerely apologize. Sincerely apologize. Sincerely hope. Sincerely hope. Sympathy.
Feelings of sorrow for others.
Feel sympathy. Feel sympathy. Express sympathy. Express sympathy. Deep sympathy. Deep sympathy. Pat.
To touch gently.
Pat on the back. Pat on the back. Gently pat. Gently pat. Pat the dog. Pat the dog. Pioneer.
A person who is first in a field.
A technology pioneer. A technology pioneer. Pioneer spirit. Pioneer spirit. Pioneer work. Pioneer work. Mend.
To fix something broken.
Mend clothes. Mend clothes. Mend a broken heart. Mend a broken heart. Mend the fence. Mend the fence. Pollution.
Harmful substances in environment.
Air pollution. Air pollution. Water pollution. Water pollution. Reduce pollution. Reduce pollution. Tightly.
In a firm or secure way.
Hold tightly. Hold tightly. Tightly closed. Tightly closed. Tightly packed. Tightly packed. Cruel.
Causing pain or suffering.
A cruel act. A cruel act. Cruel treatment. Cruel treatment. Seem cruel. Seem cruel. Oxygen.
A gas essential for life.
Oxygen tank. Oxygen tank. Lack of oxygen. Lack of oxygen. Breathe oxygen. Breathe oxygen. Applause.
The sound of clapping.
Round of applause. Round of applause. Deserve applause. Deserve applause. Receive applause. Receive applause. Spectator.
A person who watches.
Sports spectator. Sports spectator. Spectator stands. Spectator stands. Attract spectators. Attract spectators. Slave.
A person forced to work.
A house slave. A house slave. Slave labor. Slave labor. Become a slave. Become a slave. Debt.
Money owed.
Pay off debt. Pay off debt. Deep in debt. Deep in debt. Get into debt. Get into debt. Tame.
Not wild or aggressive.
A tame animal. A tame animal. Tame behavior. Tame behavior. Tame the lion. Tame the lion. Blank.
Having nothing written.
Blank page. Blank page. Leave it blank. Leave it blank. A blank stare. A blank stare. Gross.
Very unpleasant.
Gross food. Gross food. That's gross. That's gross. Gross habit. Gross habit. Meantime.
The time between events.
In the meantime. In the meantime. During the meantime. During the meantime. Wait in the meantime. Wait in the meantime. Impractical.
Not useful or workable.
Impractical solution. Impractical solution. Impractical idea. Impractical idea. Seems impractical. Seems impractical. Sturdy.
Strongly built.
Sturdy chair. Sturdy chair. Sturdy shoes. Sturdy shoes. Sturdy construction. Sturdy construction. Confess.
To admit something.
Confess the truth. Confess the truth. Confess love. Confess love. Confess to a crime. Confess to a crime. Silence.
Absence of sound.
A moment of silence. A moment of silence. Complete silence. Complete silence. Break the silence. Break the silence. Incredible.
Hard to believe.
An incredible story. An incredible story. Incredible speed. Incredible speed. Sounds incredible. Sounds incredible. Nasty.
Very bad or unkind.
A nasty comment. A nasty comment. Nasty surprise. Nasty surprise. Act nasty. Act nasty. Envelope.
A flat paper container for letters.
Open an envelope. Open an envelope. Seal the envelope. Seal the envelope. Address the envelope. Address the envelope. Ugly.
Not pleasant to look at.
An ugly face. An ugly face. Ugly behavior. Ugly behavior. Look ugly. Look ugly. Horrible.
Very unpleasant or bad.
A horrible accident. A horrible accident. Horrible smell. Horrible smell. Feel horrible. Feel horrible. Soap.
A substance used for washing.
Bar of soap. Bar of soap. Liquid soap. Liquid soap. Wash with soap. Wash with soap. Spite.
A desire to hurt someone.
Do out of spite. Do out of spite. Full of spite. Full of spite. In spite of. In spite of. Reception.
The act of receiving.
Wedding reception. Wedding reception. Receive a warm reception. Receive a warm reception. Bad phone reception. Bad phone reception. Noble.
Having high moral qualities.
A noble act. A noble act. Noble family. Noble family. Noble character. Noble character. Capacity.
The maximum amount something can hold.
Seating capacity. Seating capacity. Storage capacity. Storage capacity. Work at full capacity. Work at full capacity. Blend.
To mix things together.
Blend colors. Blend colors. Blend ingredients. Blend ingredients. Blend into the crowd. Blend into the crowd. Religious.
Related to religion.
Religious beliefs. Religious beliefs. A religious ceremony. A religious ceremony. Religious leader. Religious leader. Laundry.
Clothes that need washing.
Do the laundry. Do the laundry. A pile of laundry. A pile of laundry. Fold the laundry. Fold the laundry. Interval.
A space between events.
Short interval. Short interval. Time interval. Time interval. Long interval. Long interval. Rob.
To take something by force.
Rob a bank. Rob a bank. Rob someone of money. Rob someone of money. Get robbed. Get robbed. Vast.
Very large in size.
Vast desert. Vast desert. Vast knowledge. Vast knowledge. Vast majority. Vast majority. Luggage.
Bags used for travel.
Carry luggage. Carry luggage. Check-in luggage. Check-in luggage. Pack luggage. Pack luggage. Grief.
Intense sadness.
Overcome with grief. Overcome with grief. Grief over loss. Grief over loss. Express grief. Express grief. Kettle.
A container for boiling water.
Boil water in a kettle. Boil water in a kettle. Electric kettle. Electric kettle. Fill the kettle. Fill the kettle. Flock.
A group of animals or people.
A flock of birds. A flock of birds. Sheep flock. Sheep flock. Flock together. Flock together. Adventure.
An exciting or dangerous experience.
Go on an adventure. Go on an adventure. Exciting adventure. Exciting adventure. Love adventure. Love adventure. Cart.
A vehicle for carrying goods.
Push a cart. Push a cart. Wooden cart. Wooden cart. Shopping cart. Shopping cart. Earthquake.
A sudden shaking of the ground.
A strong earthquake. A strong earthquake. Earthquake hits. Earthquake hits. Measure earthquake. Measure earthquake. Grace.
Smooth and beautiful movement.
Move with grace. Move with grace. Grace under pressure. Grace under pressure. Graceful manners. Graceful manners. Shell.
A hard outer covering.
Seashell on the beach. Seashell on the beach. Eggshell. Eggshell. Break the shell. Break the shell. Weave.
To make fabric by interlacing threads.
Weave a basket. Weave a basket. Weave fabric. Weave fabric. Weave through traffic. Weave through traffic. Boast.
To talk with pride.
Boast about success. Boast about success. Boastful attitude. Boastful attitude. Boast of wealth. Boast of wealth. Bandage.
A strip of cloth for covering wounds.
Wrap a bandage. Wrap a bandage. Remove the bandage. Remove the bandage. Tight bandage. Tight bandage. Afterward.
At a later time.
Meet afterward. Meet afterward. Soon afterward. Soon afterward. Talk afterward. Talk afterward. Instruct.
To give orders or directions.
Instruct students. Instruct students. Carefully instructed. Carefully instructed. Instruct in safety. Instruct in safety. Starve.
To suffer from lack of food.
Starve to death. Starve to death. Feel like starving. Feel like starving. Starve for food. Starve for food. Horizon.
The line where sky meets land.
Beyond the horizon. Beyond the horizon. Sunset on the horizon. Sunset on the horizon. Expand the horizon. Expand the horizon. Arrest.
To take into legal custody.
Arrest a criminal. Arrest a criminal. Under arrest. Under arrest. Arrest warrant. Arrest warrant. Prestigious.
Having high status.
A prestigious university. A prestigious university. Prestigious award. Prestigious award. Prestigious position. Prestigious position. Geography.
Study of Earth's surface.
Study geography. Study geography. Physical geography. Physical geography. Geography of Japan. Geography of Japan. Per.
For each unit.
Per hour. Per hour. Per person. Per person. Cost per unit. Cost per unit. Beggar.
A person who begs for money.
A homeless beggar. A homeless beggar. Beggar on the street. Beggar on the street. Poor beggar. Poor beggar. Warmth.
The state of being warm.
Feel the warmth. Feel the warmth. Warmth of the sun. Warmth of the sun. Inner warmth. Inner warmth. Stabilize.
To make steady.
Stabilize the economy. Stabilize the economy. Stabilize the structure. Stabilize the structure. Stabilize a patient. Stabilize a patient. Meadow.
A field with grass.
Green meadow. Green meadow. Walk through the meadow. Walk through the meadow. Flower-filled meadow. Flower-filled meadow. Fountain.
A structure that sprays water.
Public fountain. Public fountain. Water fountain. Water fountain. Beautiful fountain. Beautiful fountain. Thin.
Having little width or fat.
A thin layer. A thin layer. Thin paper. Thin paper. Become thin. Become thin. Replacement.
Something that takes the place of another.
Battery replacement. Battery replacement. Find a replacement. Find a replacement. Replacement parts. Replacement parts. Cage.
A structure for confining animals.
Bird cage. Bird cage. Iron cage. Iron cage. Lock in a cage. Lock in a cage. Invitation.
A request to attend an event.
Wedding invitation. Wedding invitation. Send an invitation. Send an invitation. Formal invitation. Formal invitation. Container.
An object that holds something.
Plastic container. Plastic container. Food container. Food container. Large container. Large container. Jealous.
Feeling envy.
Jealous of success. Jealous of success. Jealous boyfriend. Jealous boyfriend. Feel jealous. Feel jealous. Marble.
A hard, smooth stone.
Marble floor. Marble floor. Polished marble. Polished marble. White marble. White marble. Tutor.
A private teacher.
Math tutor. Math tutor. Hire a tutor. Hire a tutor. Private tutor. Private tutor. Unite.
To come together as one.
Unite a team. Unite a team. Unite for a cause. Unite for a cause. Unite forces. Unite forces. Comb.
A tool for arranging hair.
Plastic comb. Plastic comb. Comb the hair. Comb the hair. Fine-tooth comb. Fine-tooth comb. Fiction.
Literature that is not real.
Science fiction. Science fiction. Historical fiction. Historical fiction. Fictional story. Fictional story. Frank.
Open and sincere.
A frank opinion. A frank opinion. Speak frankly. Speak frankly. Frank conversation. Frank conversation. Spectacle.
A remarkable sight.
A grand spectacle. A grand spectacle. A rare spectacle. A rare spectacle. Spectacle of fireworks. Spectacle of fireworks. Fanatical.
Excessively enthusiastic.
A fanatical supporter. A fanatical supporter. Fanatical belief. Fanatical belief. Fanatical devotion. Fanatical devotion. Glue.
A sticky substance.
Apply glue. Apply glue. Glue the pieces together. Glue the pieces together. Strong glue. Strong glue. Bold.
Showing courage.
Bold decision. Bold decision. Bold colors. Bold colors. Speak boldly. Speak boldly. Ultimately.
At the end.
Ultimately decide. Ultimately decide. Ultimately win. Ultimately win. Ultimately lead to. Ultimately lead to. Backyard.
An area behind a house.
Play in the backyard. Play in the backyard. Backyard barbecue. Backyard barbecue. Large backyard. Large backyard. Roast.
To cook with dry heat.
Roast chicken. Roast chicken. Roast coffee beans. Roast coffee beans. Roast in the oven. Roast in the oven. Neat.
Clean and orderly.
A neat room. A neat room. Neat handwriting. Neat handwriting. Keep it neat. Keep it neat. Flash.
A sudden burst of light.
A flash of lightning. A flash of lightning. Camera flash. Camera flash. Flash of inspiration. Flash of inspiration. Organ.
A part of the body with a specific function.
Vital organ. Vital organ. Internal organ. Internal organ. Organ transplant. Organ transplant. Kingdom.
A country ruled by a king or queen.
Ancient kingdom. Ancient kingdom. Animal kingdom. Animal kingdom. Kingdom of heaven. Kingdom of heaven. Outstanding.
Extremely good.
Outstanding performance. Outstanding performance. Outstanding debts. Outstanding debts. Outstanding student. Outstanding student. Vague.
Not clearly expressed.
Vague answer. Vague answer. Vague feeling. Vague feeling. Vague memory. Vague memory. Ankle.
The joint connecting the foot and leg.
Sprained ankle. Sprained ankle. Twist your ankle. Twist your ankle. Ankle injury. Ankle injury. Instead.
In place of something else.
Stay home instead. Stay home instead. Eat fruit instead of candy. Eat fruit instead of candy. Use this instead. Use this instead. Striking.
Very noticeable.
Striking difference. Striking difference. Striking appearance. Striking appearance. Striking color. Striking color. Harsh.
Unpleasantly rough or cruel.
Harsh words. Harsh words. Harsh winter. Harsh winter. Harsh reality. Harsh reality. Vandalize.
To deliberately destroy property.
Vandalize a building. Vandalize a building. Vandalize public property. Vandalize public property. Act of vandalizing. Act of vandalizing. Essence.
The most important quality.
Essence of life. Essence of life. Grasp the essence. Grasp the essence. In essence. In essence. Calmly.
In a peaceful manner.
Speak calmly. Speak calmly. React calmly. React calmly. Breathe calmly. Breathe calmly. Fortunately.
By good luck.
Fortunately, no one was hurt. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Arrive fortunately. Arrive fortunately. Fortunately escape. Fortunately escape. Countryside.
Land outside cities or towns.
Peaceful countryside. Peaceful countryside. Live in the countryside. Live in the countryside. Drive through countryside. Drive through countryside. Vanish.
To disappear suddenly.
Vanish without trace. Vanish without trace. Vanish in the dark. Vanish in the dark. Magician makes it vanish. Magician makes it vanish. Atom.
The smallest unit of matter.
Split an atom. Split an atom. Atomic structure. Atomic structure. Atom bomb. Atom bomb. Rage.
Violent anger.
In a rage. In a rage. Burst of rage. Burst of rage. Filled with rage. Filled with rage. Sincere.
Truly meaning what one says.
Sincere apology. Sincere apology. Sincere thanks. Sincere thanks. Sincere smile. Sincere smile. Elder.
Older person or relative.
Elder brother. Elder brother. Respect elders. Respect elders. The village elder. The village elder. Convention.
A practice or large meeting.
Traditional convention. Traditional convention. Attend a convention. Attend a convention. Follow social conventions. Follow social conventions. Urgent.
Requiring quick action.
Urgent message. Urgent message. Urgent need. Urgent need. Urgent call. Urgent call. glorify,
To praise highly.
glorify victory, glorify victory, glorify a hero, glorify a hero, glorify violence, glorify violence, stare,
A step in a series for climbing.
climb the stairs, climb the stairs, fall down the stairs, fall down the stairs, narrow stair, narrow stair, atlas,
A book of maps.
world atlas, world atlas, open the atlas, open the atlas, geographical atlas, geographical atlas, invention,
A new device or method.
great invention, great invention, patent and invention, patent and invention, scientific invention, scientific invention, delighted,
Very happy.
feel delighted, feel delighted, delighted with the gift, delighted with the gift, delighted to meet, delighted to meet, wrap,
To cover with material.
wrap a gift, wrap a gift, wrap in paper, wrap in paper, wrap tightly, wrap tightly, shallow,
Not deep.
shallow water, shallow water, shallow bowl, shallow bowl, shallow breathing, shallow breathing, bush,
A small woody plant.
rose bush, rose bush, trim the bush, trim the bush, bush grows, bush grows, stiff,
Not easily bent.
stiff neck, stiff neck, stiff fabric, stiff fabric, stiff penalty, stiff penalty, discern,
To perceive clearly.
discern the truth, discern the truth, discern a difference, discern a difference, hard to discern, hard to discern, seclusion,
The state of being private or away from people.
live in seclusion, live in seclusion, seek seclusion, seek seclusion, total seclusion, total seclusion, discharge,
To allow to leave or release.
discharge from hospital, discharge from hospital, discharge duties, discharge duties, discharge waste, Discharge waste. Progression.
The process of developing over time.
Steady progression. Steady progression. Progression of disease. Progression of disease. Career progression. Career progression. Wheat.
A cereal plant used for flour.
Harvest wheat. Harvest wheat. Wheat field. Wheat field. Wheat bread. Wheat bread. Weary.
Feeling tired.
Feel weary. Feel weary. Weary traveler. Weary traveler. Weary eyes. Weary eyes. Purse.
A small bag for carrying money.
Open a purse. Open a purse. Leather purse. Leather purse. Lose a purse. Lose a purse. Blame.
To say someone is responsible for a fault.
Blame someone for. Blame someone for. Take the blame. Take the blame. Put the blame on. Put the blame on. Employment.
The state of having a job.
Seek employment. Seek employment. Employment rate. Employment rate. Full employment. Full employment. Consequently.
As a result.
He failed. Consequently. He failed. Consequently. Consequently, we left. Consequently, we left. Was late, consequently missed bus. Was late, consequently missed bus. Fare.
The money paid for travel.
Bus fare. Bus fare. Pay the fare. Pay the fare. Airfare. Airfare. Venue.
Place where an event is held.
Concert venue. Concert venue. Change the venue. Change the venue. Wedding venue. Wedding venue. Archaeological.
Relating to archaeology.
Archaeological site. Archaeological site. Archaeological dig. Archaeological dig. Archaeological evidence. Archaeological evidence. Chill.
Coldness or to cool.
Feel a chill. Feel a chill. Chill the drinks. Chill the drinks. Chill in the air. Chill in the air. Distribute.
To give out.
Distribute flyers. Distribute flyers. Distribute goods. Distribute goods. Evenly distribute. Evenly distribute. Breeze.
A gentle wind.
Cool breeze. Cool breeze. Light breeze. Light breeze. Morning breeze. Morning breeze. Parcel.
A wrapped package.
Send a parcel. Send a parcel. Open a parcel. Open a parcel. Parcel delivery. Parcel delivery. Weed.
Unwanted plant in garden.
Pull weeds. Pull weeds. Weed the garden. Weed the garden. Weed grows. Weed grows. Bless.
To wish good or protect.
Bless you. Bless you. Bless the meal. Bless the meal. Be blessed with. Be blessed with. Headache.
Pain in the head.
Have a headache. Have a headache. Severe headache. Severe headache. Treat headache. Treat headache. Feather.
A bird's outer covering.
Soft feather. Soft feather. Feather pillow. Feather pillow. Pluck a feather. Pluck a feather. Electricity.
Form of energy.
Generate electricity. Generate electricity. Electricity bill. Electricity bill. Use electricity. Use electricity. Ladder.
A structure for climbing.
Climb a ladder. Climb a ladder. Wooden ladder. Wooden ladder. Ladder breaks. Ladder breaks. Deflate.
To release air.
Deflate a balloon. Deflate a balloon. Deflate the tire. Deflate the tire. Feel deflated. Feel deflated. Dawn.
The beginning of the day.
At dawn. At dawn. Before dawn. Before dawn. The dawn breaks. The dawn breaks. Filament.
A thin thread.
Light bulb filament. Light bulb filament. Glass filament. Glass filament. Burned filament. Burned filament. Injure.
To harm physically.
Injure a leg. Injure a leg. Seriously injured. Seriously injured. Injure someone. Injure someone. Weep.
To cry.
Weep in sorrow. Weep in sorrow. Weep quietly. Weep quietly. Start to weep. Start to weep. Peasant.
A poor farmer.
Peasant life. Peasant life. Peasant revolt. Peasant revolt. Landless peasant. Landless peasant. Baggage.
Suitcases or bags.
Check your baggage. Check your baggage. Carry on baggage. Carry on baggage. Baggage claim. Baggage claim. Deliberate.
Done on purpose.
Deliberate act. Deliberate act. Deliberate decision. Deliberate decision. Speak deliberately. Speak deliberately. Era.
A long, distinct period of time.
Modern era. Modern era. New era. New era. Enter a new era. Enter a new era. Pessimism.
Belief that bad things will happen.
A sense of pessimism. A sense of pessimism. Spread pessimism. Spread pessimism. Deep pessimism. Deep pessimism. Bore.
To make someone feel bored.
Bore the audience. Bore the audience. Feel bored. Feel bored. A boring speech. A boring speech. Instance.
An example of something.
For instance. For instance. A rare instance. A rare instance. Instance of success. Instance of success. Villain.
A bad character.
Movie villain. Movie villain. Play the villain. Play the villain. Classic villain. Classic villain. Miserly.
Unwilling to spend.
Miserly attitude. Miserly attitude. Miserly old man. Miserly old man. Miserly behavior. Miserly behavior. Disappointment.
Feeling of sadness over unmet hopes.
Feel disappointment. Feel disappointment. Huge disappointment. Huge disappointment. Face disappointment. Face disappointment. Complicated.
Hard to understand.
Complicated problem. Complicated problem. Complicated relationship. Complicated relationship. Highly complicated. Highly complicated. Wrist.
The joint between hand and arm.
Sprained wrist. Sprained wrist. Wristwatch. Wristwatch. Break your wrist. Break your wrist. Apology.
Expression of regret.
Make an apology. Make an apology. Sincere apology. Sincere apology. Public apology. Public apology. Refrigerator.
A machine to keep things cold.
Store and refrigerator. Store and refrigerator. Refrigerator door. Refrigerator door. Buy a refrigerator. Buy a refrigerator. Suck.
To draw on by suction.
Suck a lollipop. Suck a lollipop. Suck air. Suck air. Suck on a straw. Suck on a straw. Breed.
To produce offspring.
Breed animals. Breed animals. Dog breed. Dog breed. Breed in captivity. Breed in captivity. Anyhow.
In any case.
I'll go anyhow. I'll go anyhow. Do it anyhow. Do it anyhow. Get it done anyhow. Get it done anyhow. Monastery.
Place where monks live.
Ancient monastery. Ancient monastery. Visit a monastery. Visit a monastery. Remote monastery. Remote monastery. Bound.
Tied or heading to.
Handbound. Handbound. Homebound train. Homebound train. Bound to succeed. Bound to succeed. Tendency.
A general direction.
Rising tendency. Rising tendency. Tendency to forget. Tendency to forget. Tendency in behavior. Tendency in behavior. Departure.
The act of leaving.
Departure time. Departure time. Airport departure. Airport departure. Departure lounge. Departure lounge. Devote.
To give time or effort.
Devote time. Devote time. Devote oneself. Devote oneself. Devote energy. Devote energy. Beard.
Hair on the chin.
Grow a beard. Grow a beard. Shave the beard. Shave the beard. Trim a beard. Trim a beard. Intimacy.
Close personal relationship.
Emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy. Develop intimacy. Develop intimacy. Level of intimacy. Level of intimacy. Mockingly.
In a ridiculing manner.
Laugh mockingly. Laugh mockingly. Mockingly say. Mockingly say. Mockingly imitate. Mockingly imitate. Fortunate.
Having good luck.
Fortunate event. Fortunate event. Feel fortunate. Feel fortunate. Fortunate timing. Fortunate timing. Offensive.
Causing hurt or anger.
Offensive comment. Offensive comment. Offensive smell. Offensive smell. Deeply offensive. Deeply offensive. Inopportune.
Badly timed.
Inopportune moment. Inopportune moment. Inopportune visit. Inopportune visit. Highly inopportune. Highly inopportune. Steep.
Having a sharp incline.
Steep hill. Steep hill. Steep price. Steep price. Steep incline. Steep incline. Screw.
Metal fastener.
Tighten a screw. Tighten a screw. Loose screw. Loose screw. Insert a screw. Insert a screw. Mustache.
Hair above the upper lip.
Grow a mustache. Grow a mustache. Trim the mustache. Trim the mustache. Shave the mustache. Shave the mustache. Dull.
Not interesting or lively.
Dull lecture. Dull lecture. Dull day. Dull day. Feel dull. Feel dull. Expense.
Money spent.
Travel expense. Travel expense. At great expense. At great expense. Cover expenses. Cover expenses. Loyal.
Showing firm support.
Loyal customer. Loyal customer. Loyal friend. Loyal friend. Remain loyal. Remain loyal. Flower.
Powder made from grain.
Bake with flour. Bake with flour. Bag of flour. Bag of flour. Flour dust. Flour dust. Vase.
A decorative container for flowers.
Glass vase. Glass vase. Break a vase. Break a vase. Put flowers in a vase. Put flowers in a vase. Grain.
Seeds used as food.
A grain of rice. A grain of rice. Grain harvest. Grain harvest. Grain storage. Grain storage. Crush.
To press and destroy shape.
Crush a can. Crush a can. Crush grapes. Crush grapes. Crushed under pressure. Crushed under pressure. Pill.
A small round form of medicine.
Take a pill. Take a pill. Swallow the pill. Swallow the pill. Prescription pill. Prescription pill. Fund.
Money set aside.
Raise funds. Raise funds. Investment fund. Investment fund. Fund a project. Fund a project. Deadly.
Causing death.
Deadly poison. Deadly poison. Deadly weapon. Deadly weapon. Deadly disease. Deadly disease. Abuse.
Wrong use or treatment.
Child abuse. Child abuse. Abuse power. Abuse power. Suffer abuse. Suffer abuse. Destination.
The place someone is going to.
Travel destination. Travel destination. Arrive at destination. Arrive at destination. Choose a destination. Choose a destination. Residence.
A place where someone lives.
Permanent residence. Permanent residence. Official residence. Official residence. Residence permit. Residence permit. Embarrassment.
A feeling of shame.
Deep embarrassment. Deep embarrassment. Face embarrassment. Face embarrassment. Overcome embarrassment. Overcome embarrassment. Infant.
A very young child.
Newborn infant. Newborn infant. Infant care. Infant care. Infant mortality. Infant mortality. Inherit.
To receive from someone.
Inherit property. Inherit property. Inherit traits. Inherit traits. Inherit wealth. Inherit wealth. Launch.
To begin something.
Launch a project. Launch a project. Launch a rocket. Launch a rocket. Product launch. Product launch. Tidy.
Clean and well arranged.
Tidy room. Tidy room. Tidy appearance. Tidy appearance. Tidy up. Tidy up. Uncertain.
Not sure or definite.
Uncertain future. Uncertain future. Feel uncertain. Feel uncertain. Remain uncertain. Remain uncertain. Scarcely.
Only just.
Scarcely visible. Scarcely visible. Scarcely believe. Scarcely believe. Scarcely enough. Scarcely enough. Token.
A sign or symbol.
Gift as a token. Gift as a token. Token of appreciation. Token of appreciation. Special token. Special token. Sticky.
Having a glue-like texture.
Sticky hands. Sticky hands. Sticky note. Sticky note. Sticky situation. Sticky situation. Apologize.
To say sorry.
Apologize sincerely. Apologize sincerely. Apologize for mistake. Apologize for mistake. Publicly apologize. Publicly apologize. Halfway.
In the middle.
Halfway through. Halfway through. Halfway point. Halfway point. Meet halfway. Meet halfway. Yawn.
To open mouth when tired.
Yawn loudly. Yawn loudly. Try not to yawn. Try not to yawn. Constant yawning. Constant yawning. Minister.
A government or religious leader.
Foreign minister. Foreign minister. Cabinet minister. Cabinet minister. Act as minister. Act as minister. Assert.
To state firmly.
Assert one's rights. Assert one's rights. Assert independence. Assert independence. Assert authority. Assert authority. Consciousness.
The state of being aware.
Lose consciousness. Lose consciousness. State of consciousness. State of consciousness. Regain consciousness. Regain consciousness. Surrounding.
Near or around something.
Surrounding area. Surrounding area. Surrounding buildings. Surrounding buildings. Surrounding environment. Surrounding environment. Crawl.
To move on hands and knees.
Crawl on the ground. Crawl on the ground. Baby crawling. Baby crawling. Slowly crawl. Slowly crawl. Wilderness.
An uninhabited area.
Vast wilderness. Vast wilderness. Survive in wilderness. Survive in wilderness. Explore the wilderness. Explore the wilderness. Detective.
Someone who solves crimes.
Private detective. Private detective. Detective story. Detective story. Hire a detective. Hire a detective. Seal.
To close securely, or a sea animal.
Seal an envelope. Seal an envelope. Official seal. Official seal. A seal swims. A seal swims. Measurement.
The size or amount found by measuring.
Take a measurement. Take a measurement. Accurate measurement. Accurate measurement. Body measurement. Body measurement. Depart.
To go away from a place.
Depart from Tokyo. Depart from Tokyo. Depart early. Depart early. Train departs. Train departs. Determination.
Firmness of purpose.
Strong determination. Strong determination. Show determination. Show determination. Act with determination. Act with determination. Preach.
To give a religious or moral talk.
Preach a sermon. Preach a sermon. Preach about love. Preach about love. Preach peace. Preach peace. Scenery.
The natural features of a landscape.
Beautiful scenery. Beautiful scenery. Mountain scenery. Mountain scenery. Enjoy the scenery. Enjoy the scenery. Efficiency.
The ability to do something well without waste.
Work efficiency. Work efficiency. Increase efficiency. Increase efficiency. Energy efficiency. Energy efficiency. Competitor.
A person or group you compete against.
Main competitor. Main competitor. Defeat a competitor. Defeat a competitor. Business competitor. Business competitor. Mercy.
Kindness shown to someone.
Show mercy. Show mercy. Ask for mercy. Ask for mercy. Act of mercy. Act of mercy. Differ.
To be different.
Opinions differ. Opinions differ. Differ slightly. Differ slightly. Differ from each other. Differ from each other. Formerly.
In the past.
Formerly known as. Formerly known as. Formerly lived. Formerly lived. Formerly a teacher. Formerly a teacher. Favorable.
Showing approval or support.
Favorable review. Favorable review. Favorable outcome. Favorable outcome. Favorable impression. Favorable impression. Sew.
To join with a needle and thread.
Sew a button. Sew a button. Sew clothes. Sew clothes. Learn to sew. Learn to sew. Sting.
To pierce with a sharp point.
Bee sting. Bee sting. Sting painfully. Sting painfully. Sting the skin. Sting the skin. Adjustment.
A small change to improve something.
Make an adjustment. Make an adjustment. Minor adjustment. Minor adjustment. Adjustment period. Adjustment period. Confession.
The act of admitting the truth.
Make a confession. Make a confession. Confession of guilt. Confession of guilt. Tearful confession. Tearful confession. Ministry.
A government department or religious office.
Ministry of Health. Ministry of Health. Enter the ministry. Enter the ministry. Education ministry. Education ministry. Outcome.
The result of an action or situation.
Positive outcome. Positive outcome. Final outcome. Final outcome. Affect the outcome. Affect the outcome. Scent.
A pleasant smell.
Sweet scent. Sweet scent. Scent of flowers. Scent of flowers. Follow the scent. Follow the scent. Wicked.
Morally wrong or bad.
Wicked witch. Wicked witch. Wicked smile. Wicked smile. Do something wicked. Do something wicked. Triumph.
A great win or achievement.
Celebrate triumph. Celebrate triumph. Triumph over evil. Triumph over evil. Great triumph. Great triumph. Sculpture.
A piece of carved art.
Ancient sculpture. Ancient sculpture. Create a sculpture. Create a sculpture. Stone sculpture. Stone sculpture. Await.
To wait for something.
Await a reply. Await a reply. Await orders. Await orders. Await the result. Await the result. Agricultural.
Relating to farming.
Agricultural land. Agricultural land. Agricultural policy. Agricultural policy. Agricultural products. Agricultural products. Conscience.
Inner sense of right and wrong.
Clear conscience. Clear conscience. Follow your conscience. Follow your conscience. Guilty conscience. Guilty conscience. Heal.
To make healthy again.
Heal a wound. Heal a wound. Heal emotionally. Heal emotionally. Time heals. Time heals. Profitable.
Bringing financial gain.
Profitable business. Profitable business. Profitable deal. Profitable deal. Highly profitable. Highly profitable. Haste.
Speed in doing something.
In haste. In haste. Act with haste. Act with haste. Haste makes waste. Haste makes waste. Weaken.
To make less strong.
Weaken the structure. Weaken the structure. Weaken resistance. Weaken resistance. Feel weakened. Feel weakened. Resemble.
To be similar to.
Resemble your father. Resemble your father. Closely resemble. Closely resemble. Resemble each other. Resemble each other. Butcher.
A person who sells meat.
Local butcher. Local butcher. Butcher shop. Butcher shop. Skilled butcher. Skilled butcher. Engagement.
A promise to marry or an obligation.
Announce engagement. Announce engagement. Engagement ring. Engagement ring. Engagement with work. Engagement with work. Humble.
Not proud or boastful.
Humble attitude. Humble attitude. Humble background. Humble background. Stay humble. Stay humble. Stir.
To move in a circular motion.
Stir the soup. Stir the soup. Stir emotions. Stir emotions. Stirring speech. Stirring speech. Stock.
Goods stored for sale or investments.
Stock market. Stock market. Low stock. Low stock. Buy stocks. Buy stocks. Ignorance.
Lack of knowledge.
Ignorance of the law. Ignorance of the law. Overcome ignorance. Overcome ignorance. Remain in ignorance. Remain in ignorance. Commerce.
The buying and selling of goods.
International commerce. International commerce. E-commerce. E-commerce. Commerce Department. Commerce Department. Clap.
To strike hands together.
Clap hands. Clap hands. Clap loudly. Clap loudly. Round of claps. Round of claps. Dusty.
Covered with dust.
Dusty old book. Dusty old book. Dusty room. Dusty room. Wipe off dust. Wipe off dust. Unkind.
Not nice or considerate.
Unkind words. Unkind words. Unkind person. Unkind person. Be unkind. Be unkind. Pavement.
A hard surface for walking.
Wet pavement. Wet pavement. Clean the pavement. Clean the pavement. Walk on pavement. Walk on pavement. Restrain.
To keep under control.
Restrain emotions. Restrain emotions. Restrain from acting. Restrain from acting. Restrain physically. Restrain physically. Imperial.
Related to an empire.
Imperial rule. Imperial rule. Imperial palace. Imperial palace. Imperial army. Imperial army. Advertisement.
A notice to attract attention.
TV advertisement. TV advertisement. Place an advertisement. Place an advertisement. Advertisement campaign. Advertisement campaign. Betray.
To be disloyal.
Betray a friend. Betray a friend. Betrayal of trust. Betrayal of trust. Betray the country. Betray the country. Coward.
Someone who lacks courage.
Act like a coward. Act like a coward. Call someone a coward. Call someone a coward. Cowardly behavior. Cowardly behavior. Obedient.
Willing to obey.
Obedient child. Obedient child. Remain obedient. Remain obedient. Obedient to rules. Obedient to rules. Kidnap.
To take someone by force.
Kidnap a child. Kidnap a child. Kidnap for ransom. Kidnap for ransom. Police rescued kidnap victim. Police rescued kidnap victim. Ashtray.
A container for cigarette ash.
Full ashtray. Full ashtray. Clean the ashtray. Clean the ashtray. Glass ashtray. Glass ashtray. Porter.
A person who carries luggage.
Hotel porter. Hotel porter. Call a porter. Call a porter. Helpful porter. Helpful porter. Faithful.
Showing strong support.
Faithful friend. Faithful friend. Remain faithful. Remain faithful. Faithful servant. Faithful servant. Hollow.
Having a space inside.
Hollow tree. Hollow tree. Hollow voice. Hollow voice. Hollow promise. Hollow promise. Hidden.
Not seen.
Hidden treasure. Hidden treasure. Hidden meaning. Hidden meaning. Hidden dangers. Hidden dangers. Limb.
An arm, leg, or large branch.
Broken limb. Broken limb. Limb movement. Limb movement. Tree limb. Tree limb. Admiration.
A feeling of great respect.
Express admiration. Express admiration. Deep admiration. Deep admiration. Win admiration. Win admiration. Prosperity.
The state of being successful.
Economic prosperity. Economic prosperity. Prosperity of a nation. Prosperity of a nation. Peace and prosperity. Peace and prosperity. Enthusiastic.
Showing strong excitement.
Enthusiastic response. Enthusiastic response. Enthusiastic about learning. Enthusiastic about learning. Enthusiastic supporter. Enthusiastic supporter. Surrender.
To stop fighting.
Surrender to the enemy. Surrender to the enemy. Surrender a passport. Surrender a passport. Unconditional surrender. Unconditional surrender. Miserable.
Very unhappy.
Feel miserable. Feel miserable. Miserable weather. Miserable weather. Miserable life. Miserable life. Decay.
To break down over time.
Tooth decay. Tooth decay. Decay over time. Decay over time. Decay of society. Decay of society. Enclose.
To close in or cover.
Enclose a letter. Enclose a letter. Enclose an offense. Enclose an offense. Fully enclosed. Fully enclosed. Ambitious.
Having a strong desire to succeed.
Ambitious plan. Ambitious plan. Highly ambitious. Highly ambitious. Ambitious leader. Ambitious leader. Guilt.
Feeling bad for wrongdoing.
Sense of guilt. Sense of guilt. Confess guilt. Confess guilt. Overcome guilt. Overcome guilt. Occasional.
Happening sometimes.
Occasional visitor. Occasional visitor. Occasional rain. Occasional rain. Occasional mistakes. Occasional mistakes. Puppy.
A baby dog.
Cute puppy. Cute puppy. Adopt a puppy. Adopt a puppy. Puppy training. Puppy training. Greedy.
Wanting too much.
Greedy for money. Greedy for money. Greedy behavior. Greedy behavior. Greedy person. Greedy person. Envy.
A feeling of wanting what someone else has.
Green with envy. Green with envy. Feel envy. Feel envy. Envy someone's success. Envy someone's success. Partial.
Not whole.
Partial answer. Partial answer. Partial success. Partial success. Partial solution. Partial solution. Awfully.
To a great extent.
Awfully tired. Awfully tired. Awfully expensive. Awfully expensive. Awfully sorry. Awfully sorry. Razor.
A tool for shaving.
Electric razor. Electric razor. Sharp razor. Sharp razor. Use a razor. Use a razor. Nap.
A short sleep.
Take a nap. Take a nap. Afternoon nap. Afternoon nap. Nap on the couch. Nap on the couch. Rejoice.
To feel great happiness.
Rejoice in success. Rejoice in success. Rejoice together. Rejoice together. Rejoice at the news. Rejoice at the news. Heroic.
Showing great bravery.
Heroic act. Heroic act. Heroic effort. Heroic effort. Heroic sacrifice. Heroic sacrifice. Descend.
To move downward.
Descend the stairs. Descend the stairs. Descend into chaos. Descend into chaos. Descend from the mountain. Descend from the mountain. Multiply.
To grow a number.
Multiply quickly. Multiply quickly. Multiply by 2. Multiply by 2. Bacteria multiply. Bacteria multiply. Formation.
The way something is arranged.
Cloud formation. Cloud formation. Rock formation. Rock formation. Formation of habits. Formation of habits. Namely.
That is to say.
3 countries, namely Japan, China, and Korea. 3 countries, namely Japan, China, and Korea. Namely the cause. Namely the cause. 1 goal, namely success. 1 goal, namely success. Mighty.
Very strong.
Mighty warrior. Mighty warrior. Mighty river. Mighty river. Mighty effort. Mighty effort. Handful.
A small quantity.
A handful of people. A handful of people. Handful of coins. Handful of coins. Only a handful. Only a handful. Pronounce.
To say a word clearly.
Pronounce correctly. Pronounce correctly. Hard to pronounce. Hard to pronounce. Pronounce a sentence. Pronounce a sentence. Saucer.
A small plate for a cup.
Cup and saucer. Cup and saucer. Porcelain saucer. Porcelain saucer. Break a saucer. Break a saucer. Outer.
On the outside.
Outer space. Outer space. Outer layer. Outer layer. Outer shell. Outer shell. Despair.
Complete loss of hope.
Fall into despair. Fall into despair. Cry in despair. Cry in despair. Deep despair. Deep despair. Antique.
Very old and valuable.
Antique furniture. Antique furniture. Antique shop. Antique shop. Rare antique. Rare antique. Glory.
Great fame or honor.
Win glory. Win glory. Moment of glory. Moment of glory. Seek glory. Seek glory. Immense.
Very large.
Immense universe. Immense universe. Immense potential. Immense potential. Immense wealth. Immense wealth. Faint.
To lose consciousness.
Faint from heat. Faint from heat. Almost faint. Almost faint. Feel faint. Feel faint. Insult.
A rude remark.
Serious insult. Serious insult. Insult someone. Insult someone. Take as an insult. Take as an insult. Forecast.
A prediction of future events.
Weather forecast. Weather forecast. Economic forecast. Economic forecast. Forecast the future. Forecast the future. Chew.
To bite food into smaller pieces.
Chew gum. Chew gum. Chew thoroughly. Chew thoroughly. Chew on a pencil. Chew on a pencil. Scholarship.
Financial aid for education.
Receive a scholarship. Receive a scholarship. Apply for a scholarship. Apply for a scholarship. Full scholarship. Full scholarship. Fatal.
Causing death.
Fatal accident. Fatal accident. Fatal mistake. Fatal mistake. Fatal disease. Fatal disease. Repay.
To pay back money.
Repay a loan. Repay a loan. Repay kindness. Repay kindness. Repay with interest. Repay with interest. Deceive.
To lie or trick someone.
Deceive the public. Deceive the public. Deceive into believing. Deceive into believing. Deceive customers. Deceive customers. Accuse.
To say someone did something wrong.
Accuse of lying. Accuse of lying. Accuse of theft. Accuse of theft. Wrongly accused. Wrongly accused. Frankly.
In an honest manner.
Frankly speaking. Frankly speaking. Frankly admit. Frankly admit. Frankly express. Frankly express. Ache.
A continuous pain.
Headache. Headache. Muscle ache. Muscle ache. Heartaches. Heartaches. Activate.
To make something work.
Activate an alarm. Activate an alarm. Activate an account. Activate an account. Activate a function. Activate a function. Composer.
A person who writes music.
Famous composer. Famous composer. Classical composer. Classical composer. Modern composer. Modern composer. Postpone.
To put off until later.
Postpone the meeting. Postpone the meeting. Postpone indefinitely. Postpone indefinitely. Postpone a trip. Postpone a trip. Monument.
A structure to honor something.
National monument. National monument. Historic monument. Historic monument. Visit a monument. Visit a monument. Cruelty.
Extreme unkindness.
Animal cruelty. Animal cruelty. Act of cruelty. Act of cruelty. Unnecessary cruelty. Unnecessary cruelty. Canal.
A man-made waterway.
Panama Canal. Panama Canal. Irrigation canal. Irrigation canal. Navigate a canal. Navigate a canal. Amaze.
To greatly surprise.
Amaze the audience. Amaze the audience. Amaze with skills. Amaze with skills. Amazing discovery. Amazing discovery. Prolong.
To make longer.
Prolong the visit. Prolong the visit. Prolonged illness. Prolonged illness. Prolong a conversation. Prolong a conversation. Bud.
A young plant growth.
Flower bud. Flower bud. Bud begins to open. Bud begins to open. New bud. New bud. Hatred.
Intense dislike.
Deep hatred. Deep hatred. Hatred towards others. Hatred towards others. Filled with hatred. Filled with hatred. Splendid.
Very impressive.
Splendid view. Splendid view. Splendid performance. Splendid performance. Absolutely splendid. Absolutely splendid. Basin.
A large open container or a lowland area.
Wash basin. Wash basin. River basin. River basin. Basin of water. Basin of water. Bleed.
To lose blood.
Bleed from a wound. Bleed from a wound. Bleeding heavily. Bleeding heavily. Bleed to death. Bleed to death. Ripe.
Fully grown and ready to eat.
Ripe fruit. Ripe fruit. Ripe for picking. Ripe for picking. Ripe banana. Ripe banana. Thorough.
Done with great care.
Thorough investigation. Thorough investigation. Thorough cleaning. Thorough cleaning. Thorough knowledge. Thorough knowledge. Digest.
To break down food or to understand.
Digest food. Digest food. Digest information. Digest information. Easily digested. Easily digested. Rattle.
To make a quick series of short, loud sounds.
Rattle the door. Rattle the door. Baby rattle. Baby rattle. Rattle nervously. Rattle nervously. Athletic.
Good at sports.
Athletic ability. Athletic ability. Athletic body. Athletic body. Athletic competition. Athletic competition. Sidewalk.
A path for pedestrians beside a street.
Walk on the sidewalk. Walk on the sidewalk. Clean the sidewalk. Clean the sidewalk. Crowded sidewalk. Crowded sidewalk. Fasten.
To make something firmly closed.
Fasten your seat belt. Fasten your seat belt. Fasten the lid. Fasten the lid. Fasten with a clip. Fasten with a clip. Interpreter.
A person who translates speech.
Hire an interpreter. Hire an interpreter. Professional interpreter. Professional interpreter. Language interpreter. Language interpreter. Scold.
To angrily tell someone they did wrong.
Scold a child. Scold a child. Get scolded. Get scolded. Scold for being late. Scold for being late. Ruling.
An official decision or being in control.
Court ruling. Court ruling. Ruling party. Ruling party. Ruling elite. Ruling elite. Thoroughly.
In a detailed and careful way.
Clean thoroughly. Clean thoroughly. Thoroughly enjoy. Thoroughly enjoy. Thoroughly understand. Thoroughly understand. Paragraph.
A section of writing.
Write a paragraph. Write a paragraph. First paragraph. First paragraph. Long paragraph. Long paragraph. Vain.
Not successful or too proud.
In vain. In vain. Vain attempt. Vain attempt. Vain person. Vain person. Marvelous.
Causing great wonder.
Marvelous idea. Marvelous idea. Marvelous view. Marvelous view. Feel marvelous. Feel marvelous. Conquer.
To take control of.
Conquer fear. Conquer fear. Conquer the land. Conquer the land. Conquer challenges. Conquer challenges. Obey.
To do what is asked.
Obey the law. Obey the law. Obey orders. Obey orders. Refuse to obey. Refuse to obey. Ally.
A friendly nation or person.
Military ally. Military ally. Close allies. Close allies. Become allies. Become allies. Arc.
A curved shape.
Rainbow arc. Rainbow arc. Arc of light. Arc of light. Draw an arc. Draw an arc. Lipstick.
Coloring for lips.
Apply lipstick. Apply lipstick. Red lipstick. Red lipstick. Lipstick mark. Lipstick mark. Merrily.
In a happy way.
Sing merrily. Sing merrily. Live merrily. Live merrily. Merrily chatting. Merrily chatting. Sorrow.
A feeling of deep sadness.
Feel sorrow. Feel sorrow. Express sorrow. Express sorrow. Great sorrow. Great sorrow. Hillside.
The side of a hill.
Grassy hillside. Grassy hillside. Climb the hillside. Climb the hillside. Walk along the hillside. Walk along the hillside. Hasty.
Done quickly without thought.
Hasty decision. Hasty decision. Hasty reply. Hasty reply. Make a hasty move. Make a hasty move. Margin.
The edge or amount of difference.
Page margin. Page margin. Win by a margin. Win by a margin. Profit margin. Profit margin. Swift.
Moving quickly.
Swift response. Swift response. Swift river. Swift river. Swift decision. Swift decision. Oral.
Spoken rather than written.
Oral exam. Oral exam. Oral agreement. Oral agreement. Oral presentation. Oral presentation. Ambassador.
A representative of a country.
Japanese ambassador. Japanese ambassador. Ambassador to the U.S. Ambassador to the U.S. Peace ambassador. Peace ambassador. Concentrated.
Gathered or strong.
Concentrated effort. Concentrated effort. Concentrated juice. Concentrated juice. Concentrated power. Concentrated power. Flu.
A common viral illness.
Catch the flu. Catch the flu. Flu symptoms. Flu symptoms. Flu season. Flu season. Symphony.
A long musical piece for orchestra.
Classical symphony. Classical symphony. Compose a symphony. Compose a symphony. Symphony concert. Symphony concert. Tread.
To step on something.
Tread carefully. Tread carefully. Tread on toes. Tread on toes. Tread water. Tread water. Hasten.
To cause something to happen sooner.
Hasten the process. Hasten the process. Hasten to help. Hasten to help. Hasten death. Hasten death. Pastime.
An activity for fun.
Favorite pastime. Favorite pastime. Enjoy a pastime. Enjoy a pastime. Pastime activity. Pastime activity. Magnificent.
Very beautiful and impressive.
Magnificent view. Magnificent view. Magnificent building. Magnificent building. Feel magnificent. Feel magnificent. Errand.
A short job or trip.
Run an errand. Run an errand. Send on an errand. Send on an errand. Small errand. Small errand. Fairness.
Treating people equally.
Sense of fairness. Sense of fairness. Fight for fairness. Fight for fairness. Absolute fairness. Absolute fairness. Hedge.
A row of shrubs.
Trim the hedge. Trim the hedge. Hedge around house. Hedge around house. Green hedge. Green hedge. Patiently.
In a calm and tolerant way.
Wait patiently. Wait patiently. Listen patiently. Listen patiently. Patiently endure. Patiently endure. Herd.
A group of animals.
Herd of cows. Herd of cows. Herd animals. Herd animals. Herd together. Herd together. Approximately.
Close to a number or amount.
Approximately 100 people. Approximately 100 people. Approximately 5 miles. Approximately 5 miles. Approximately equal. Approximately equal. Liver.
An organ in the body.
Healthy liver. Healthy liver. Liver disease. Liver disease. Damage the liver. Damage the liver. Dominant.
More powerful or important.
Dominant position. Dominant position. Dominant gene. Dominant gene. Dominant player. Dominant player. Shrink.
To become smaller.
Shrink in size. Shrink in size. Shrink from fear. Shrink from fear. Cotton shrinks. Cotton shrinks. Instantly.
At once.
Reply instantly. Reply instantly. Instantly recognizable. Instantly recognizable. Happen instantly. Happen instantly. Biology.
The study of living things.
Biology class. Biology class. Biology textbook. Biology textbook. Study biology. Study biology. Scarce.
Hard to find.
Scarce resources. Scarce resources. Scarce food. Scarce food. Make oneself scarce. Make oneself scarce. Vigor.
Physical or mental strength.
Full of vigor. Full of vigor. Work with vigor. Work with vigor. Loss of vigor. Loss of vigor. Capitalism.
Economic system based on private ownership.
Modern capitalism. Modern capitalism. Capitalism and democracy. Capitalism and democracy. Criticize capitalism. Criticize capitalism. Conquest.
The act of taking control.
Military conquest. Military conquest. Conquest of fear. Conquest of fear. Roman conquest. Roman conquest. Sparkle.
To shine brightly.
Sparkle in the sun. Sparkle in the sun. I sparkle. I sparkle. Sparkling wine. Sparkling wine. Arena.
A place for sports or events.
Sports arena. Sports arena. Enter the arena. Enter the arena. Arena of politics. Arena of politics. Pinch.
To squeeze tightly.
Pinch of salt. Pinch of salt. Pinch the skin. Pinch the skin. Feel the pinch. Feel the pinch. Attain.
To reach a goal.
Attain success. Attain success. Attain a goal. Attain a goal. Attain full speed. Attain full speed. Ban.
To officially stop something.
Ban smoking. Ban smoking. Lift the ban. Lift the ban. Total ban. Total ban. Assign.
To give a task.
Assign homework. Assign homework. Assign a role. Assign a role. Assign seats. Assign seats. Grind.
To break into small pieces.
Grind coffee. Grind coffee. Grind teeth. Grind teeth. Grind grain. Grind grain. Plow.
To turn over soil.
Plow a field. Plow a field. Snow plow. Snow plow. Plow through. Plow through. Prohibit.
To not allow.
Prohibit smoking. Prohibit smoking. Law prohibits. Law prohibits. Prohibit entry. Prohibit entry. Conceive.
To form an idea.
Conceive a plan. Conceive a plan. Conceive a child. Conceive a child. Conceive of success. Conceive of success. Disgusting.
Very unpleasant.
Disgusting smell. Disgusting smell. Find it disgusting. Find it disgusting. Disgusting behavior. Disgusting behavior.